The day is getting closer and closer till Miley's actually here. It's almost like an unreal kind of feeling. Like I still can't believe my very first car that I bought 8 years ago is now actually in Germany. Hopping in the good old Mark IV today because someone doesn't want to act right yet. At least one of my cars wants to run. I wash you, I trim paint you, I get you cool parts, and you still want to act right. Ungrateful. Alright, so the plan for today, we're gonna head to the bank real quick, then to the post office, then back to the junkyard. I'm gonna try and grab a fuel pump out of a couple of different cars. Mine's possibly bad, I don't know. And then also try and grab another gasket off the bottom of the throttle body or the single port injection, wherever that bottom piece is. Mine looked completely fine, but people are saying that if that's bad, if you shake it a little bit, it could die, or the fuel pump's getting clogged up. I don't know. We're gonna keep putting parts in this car. Eventually, something will work. Like, it has to. Eventually, at some point, with a mix of the right parts, at some point, it's gonna work, right? It has to. It has to. Eventually, it's gonna work. It's fine. It's all fine. This truck over here on the side of it, it says it's all about food. I don't know what you are or what you do, but you're right. It's all about food. You're right. I gotta say, the weather is beautiful today. Like, it's just so nice out. Well, dang. Aston Martin or RS6? There's usually, so this is like the Ballers parking lot basically. So like, this is like the bank area and stuff. So usually there's a SLS AMG over there. There's also a Porsche 911 that's usually sitting there. But first I've seen this one, but always the nice cars over there. Oh my God. Okay, so listen. I pull into the junkyard, and right when I get here, they just unloaded a Mark III with a 1.8 ABS motor, exactly like mine. The car was running, driving, idled perfectly. I could rev it. There was never any like bogging, misfiring, nothing at all. I only had a little bit of time with the car before they had to pull into the shop and like do all like the draining and stuff, but I was able to pull off the entire throttle body, the gasket, the single point injection, all that stuff, and we got a whole distributor, the entire thing. And in the back of the car, there's a whole bunch of like spare parts. So now I have two. They had a whole spare single point like throttle body in the back of the car. I don't know if it's new or old, or there's a whole spare one. I had a bunch of spare bulbs. I had a spare like coolant inlet little thing. I don't know. This was the greatest score like ever. I was excited yesterday to find a the single point injection thing, but the one I found yesterday was a little bit different than mine, so maybe that's why it's causing problems. But today I have exactly what came off my car, but working. And I verified that the car ran, no problem, no issues, so I can almost confidently say the Savoy should be running completely perfectly today. I didn't grab the fuel pump out of this car just yet because I had to take it away, but I'm hoping that I don't even need a fuel pump. I'm hoping I don't need it at all. I do want to pull mine out at some point and look at it, make sure the filter's like clean, but I don't know if that's the issue. I'm just hoping it runs today. Fingers crossed, this is a big score. This is what we needed. I'm hoping this is it. Nice little 3.5 Cabrio. I love that cars over here come stock with those wheels. Nice little BBS, they're so cool. I talked to the owner for a little while, he's really nice. Cool little car though. I'm feeling really good right now, boys and girls. I'm hoping this is it. I'm really hoping this is it because this car ran perfectly. So, I don't know. Say a prayer right now. I'm just hoping this is the one. Okay, check this out. Distributor, whole thing, that's all going to my car. This is the one that came off the car. Obviously, this is running, everything working properly. This is the one that's in the back of the car that's just sitting there. I don't know if this is like one they swapped out or they had an extra one. I don't quite know, but there's two. But this one came out of the car and was running fine, so I'm gonna put that one in first. With this one here, there's also a box full of fuses and relays. I have a new in here. Look at that. Coolant flange thing. There's a switch, a bunch of bulbs, some more sensors. Like I said, I'm gonna go back and grab more stuff off this car, but this is the stuff I really needed today, and then probably go back the rest of the week once the car's like processed and stuff. But this right here is huge. I'm feeling good today. I'm really hoping this is what we need right here. It's game time, you little demon. You're getting fixed today. Oh, she's running rough, but she started at least. All right. It does not like that new one I put in yesterday. Not even a little bit. She's not happy today at all. It's okay. We have new parts for you. You're getting fixed. I got you. I'm not going to bore you with all the steps because you've seen this over and over and over in the past few videos. So long story short, put the engine in TDC, distributor out, new one in, pull all of that stuff off, new stuff in, start it. Hopefully it's good. Our first step is done. Our throttle body and our single port injection all has been swapped. I went all the way down to the top of the exhaust manifold down there. All the gases look good, but as an added protection, I went through and used a little bit of gasket maker between each layer. So every layer has a little bit of gasket maker just for that added protection. But we should be good to go. Everything fit like it's supposed to, so hopefully that's good. Last thing to do, pull this out, put the new one in, start her up, and just pray. Lots of praying, but I think we finally got it. So looking at this, I'm actually starting to think the hall sensor was actually the problem, and maybe the reason why the car was in the junkyard, because on this one you can see, it's kind of hard to tell, but that pin, that's clearly the smaller side. It's very, very nice and clean. If you flip it over, you can see the other side right there, which is the side you didn't really pop out. When I first got this one out, so that's the side that, well, that's both sides, but okay, so this side over here is the first side I tried to hit. This was the smaller side, and this was the larger side. But when I first got this out, before I touched anything at all, this side was already like hit and like smashed out a little bit. So I think they tried getting that pin out before, and they couldn't do it, and they found out the price of a whole one, and they said, you know what, I don't want the car anymore, they can just go to the junkyard. So I think that's what the issue was. Just look at this. Before I even hit it at all, it was destroyed. And looking at this one, that pin is very nice and like tidy. And then also on the other side over here, the smaller side is also very nice and tidy. And I got this one out when I first saw it. I'll probably play the clip back somewhere. But this one had already been hit on both sides before I even got at the car at all. So I think this was the issue. So hopefully this paired with all that is our ticket to success. This is going to be our moment of truth. Throttle body and single port injection swapped, distributor swapped, all from a running car. I hope this changes something, please. All right, moment of truth. Let's see what we got. One, I just want the car to start, obviously, but two, I want to be able to tap the gas and have it rev responsively, and then obviously not die out. So I don't know, I'm gonna start working on this car. I just want it to work. Please work. Please, please, please. Oh, no, that doesn't sound great at all. It's running at like 200 RPM right now. Let's try her again. Maybe now you want to do better things? Nope, she's not liking that. Ugh, I'm tired of this car, man. Bro, I am so sick to death of working on this car. Like, I'm so tired of it. I don't know, man. All these parts came out of a car with the exact same motor and it ran perfectly. So maybe it's, well, it has to be something to do with that and that, because I changed both of those and now the car, we had another different outcome. So I don't know, maybe I'll leave, well, coil pack's new, I'll leave that distributor in, and then maybe I'll swap back in my, not that one, my original, that is my original one, all that stuff back in and see what it does, because that's when it ran the best, was with my original single port injection and throttle body, and then we'll try that with the new distributor and the new coil pack. I'm sick of this car, I'm sick of working on this car, I hadn't said it before, I'm sick of working on this car. So this next setup consists of my original single point injection, and then the new throttle body on the bottom, and then obviously the other new stuff down here. But that's all I changed so far, is just my original single point injections back on. If this doesn't improve anything, I'm gonna go back to my original throttle body as well, so I have the full original setup on there. And we're gonna keep trying to swap things, and eventually something's gonna work better than something else. And I don't know, we'll see. Please, 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 please. I don't know, it's still idle so rough now. Alright, so this is our OG throttle body with all of the original sensors, exactly how it was before, paired with original single port injection. The only thing that's changed now is new coil pack and new distributor. So if the car now doesn't idle smoothly like it used to, then this probably isn't the issue. I don't know if that distributor's bad. It all came out of a working car that ran perfectly, so I don't know why. I don't know, this car gives me headaches. We're gonna try this and see what happens. Alright, final try for today. It should, being back to the original throttle body and original single point injection, it should be back to idling perfectly. But at this point, I don't know. Man, you can hear, I can hear the fuel pump turn on in the back, so I don't think it's that. I hear it kick on. Here we go. Okay, so we're back to a normal idle now, which thank God for that. So hopefully with all my original stuff back on, plus that good working hall sensor, maybe it's fixed. Can I rev it without it dying? Let's see. I'm nervous. Seems better, didn't cut out at all, so I'm gonna let it idle for a second and just see what happens. But this is the best it's done so far today. Still breaking up a little bit. All right, well, it's been about 5 minutes so far, still idling. It sounds like it did before, so I think we're back to almost square one, but the new thing is obviously that distributor, so we'll see if it shuts off at all. If it doesn't shut off, I might just leave it alone because it was drivable before, and I never had any hiccups when I was driving. It's just when you kind of like tap, 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 tap the gas, it hiccups every now and then. But if the car doesn't shut off, I don't get stranded anywhere, we might just leave it at that. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go ahead and just clean up my mess real quick, let the car continue to idle and just see what she does. If it doesn't die out, maybe try and drive it. Oh, wow, wow. I literally just said if it doesn't die out, maybe try and drive it, and she didn't like that because it turned off. I don't know, dude. I'm sick of working on this car. I am thoroughly sick of messing with this car. I'm sick of it. Someone come into my house and fix this car. Someone can fix this car. Will you start back up though? Ugh. Are we back to this again? Are we back to the same thing? I think we are. Oh my goodness. I'm doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I'm sick of doing this. I'm sick of you, car. So something up there, I don't know, something in the one that's in my car now works enough to idle perfectly, but I won't stay running forever. But all the rest that I've tried do not work with this car for whatever reason. I've tried my throttle body, other single ports, I've tried other single ports, my throttle body. Unless it's my single port and my throttle body, it won't do this. I don't know. Why are you so stubborn, car? So looking under the dash here, that gray one there in the corner, that 167, I looked online, that is actually the fuel pump relay, and that one's actually a little bit warm. The rest are all cold, but that one's warm. I believe someone said if that's getting hot, that could be causing the fuel pump to shut off. But the car only ran for maybe like a little over 5 minutes before it died. So I don't know, it's just so weird. The car will run for over an hour sometimes before, and then sometimes it'd be 30 seconds, a minute. I guess that's how it is if it's going bad. So I guess tomorrow I'll try and get a new fuel pump relay and see if that helps anything out. But aside from, I don't know, maybe that's it. And I know someone right now is probably screaming, saying, I told you that forever ago. I know, I apologize for not checking. There's a lot of things to check. But after I found that one thing out where if I would tap on the single point injector and that made the car start and run, I figured that was the issue. But it's so weird, this car, it's so weird that I pulled the single point injection and the throttle body out of a running car that I revved like crazy, not a single issue. The only reason why the car was in a junkyard is because the person was leaving and they just dropped it off there. A lot of people do it here. They just junk their cars when they're leaving, they can't sell it, they just drop it off. So The car was running fine, no issues, but it's so weird. That entire setup did nothing for this car. This car ran the worst it's ever run with parts out of a running car. So I don't know, that's just so weird. Now back with our original setup, it's idling the best it has and running the best it has, but it still turns off. So like I said, this sensor down here, this relay down here is a little bit warm, so maybe it's going bad. But it's just so weird that one day I drove the car for the car ran for over an hour, and then I drove for like 30 or 35 minutes or so, and I beat the crap out of this car, and it didn't miss a single beat. I'm very tired of working on this car. I'm hoping maybe after the relay swapped as well, that'll give us better results. But if the relay gets swapped, I can hear my fuel pump turning on. I haven't swapped that out yet, but it turns on. I pulled the line up here off and I cranked the car. Fuel goes flying, so it has plenty of pressure, so it's working. I don't know, but if that doesn't fix the issue and it's still shutting off, then someone just come fix this car. Because like, it's a great color, it's a fun little project, but like, I just want it to run. It's very irritating at this point. I just want it to run. And before anyone says it, I already checked this little box of relays I got today. There's no 167 in there, so I'll have to go back to the car tomorrow and try and snag the fuel pump, which I actually wanted, and also grab the fuel pump relay and see if those will give us some better results. Because I mean, I just keep changing things, and eventually, like I said, eventually something's gonna work. I mean, it has, hopefully. All right, the car just ran for about 37 minutes before it died this time, without me revving it, nothing like that. The fuel pump relay down here, I mean, it's not hot, it's just like, it's warm compared to the rest of it. It's just warm. Is the fuel pump really supposed to get warm after or when you're driving the car? I've never felt one before while it's running or after it's ran to check it, so I don't really know. But I mean, it's warm. I mean, obviously the rest aren't like that. The one next to it, the number 53, is like a tiny bit warm too, but the 167 is definitely warm. It's warmer than the rest of them, so I just don't know. This car is so weird and so random. So I'm driving the car. The driver right now is like going up and down to see what it would do. This car has like zero power right now. It had no power before, but like, watch this. To the floor. Nothing. Like, no power. Like, it barely wants to go. Oh, almost dead. And I've killed it. Won't start back up. Oh, she's running again. Lots of backfires. I don't know, man. Back in the garage you go. I'm tired of this car. Let's see how long before it dies again. Will it die out? Doesn't want to die now. I don't know. This car's annoying. Tired of you. I'm tired of this car. I'm tired of working on this car. And honestly, if you've watched all these videos, I applaud you, because like, honestly, these videos are boring. Like, I don't like filming the same thing over and over and over again. It's just not fun for me to film. I'm sure it's not fun to watch, but if you're still here, I applaud you. Someone come fix this car. Someone come fix this car, because I don't know what this car needs, because it just makes no sense and it does weird things, and I'm over it. Honestly, my thought process right now is, if Miley gets here before this car is fixed and I can't get this car to run, I know I said I wasn't going to swap it, but honestly, I'm going to take that 1.8 out of that thing, throw it in a trash can, we'll put something else in there, because like, it's such a headache right now, and I cannot figure out why it won't run. Well, it runs fine, but I can't figure out why it won't just stay on. So if I can't get it to run by the time Miley gets here and have another car to drive, I'll take the 1.8 out, I will throw it in a dumpster somewhere, blow it up, light it on fire, and then we'll try and find something else to put in the car, because it's just like, at some point, it's not worth it anymore, and it's very just annoying. I don't know, maybe something simple, maybe there's a whole bunch that's wrong together, which is why it's like this. I don't know, like I said, someone come fix it, please. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, be thankful for every single day. We'll see you next time. Peace.